Hello everyone and welcome back to the Legacy Challenge here at Grey Ogre Games powered by the Power 9 Podcast. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside Benjamin Huang.
Hi.
I think we can tell the
Players
we
to
can
start.
inform the players. Alright, and they are off to races.
Yeah.
Ray has actually mulliganed down to 6 and kept the
Yeah.
card on the top, yeah.
But
Starts off
he's
with
Gitaxian Probe, yeah. He's on the blue-red Delver deck with
yeah.
Storm Chaser Mage and
Storm
yeah.
Chaser Mage.
Yeah,
Wow,
very-
spicy.
very, very fun. And I think his opponent, Tixiang, is on the it's on a more typical kind of Grixis Delver list. You can see with the Gamma Anglers and the
So both
young
players
Pyromancers.
both players on Delver decks, yeah. Something very popular here.
yeah, I think it's a strategy that people can get, kind of, it's quite intuitive, people can get behind.
What differentiates all these different Delver decks? Yeah, so we have blue red Delver, we've got Grixis
Yeah.
Delver. Earlier we saw a 4-color and a Teamer Delver deck. So what are the differences?
I think in general, Grixis is the 4-color deck. It has Deathrite Shaman, so it splashes the green just to be able to
activate
gain the life of and the blue red and the red blue and the Rock Delver decks are more similar in that regard. But I think blue red is innovative in the sense that it plays with a lot more haste than prowess creatures.
Alright,
So it's less about board presence than it is about tempo yeah.
and just being aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, and being able to trade your cards for your opponent's life points. So
Okay.
it plays cards like Price of Progress, which is also
Price of Progress.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
quite a beating against some of the decks in the format.
Alright.
So she's, Ray has an ideal start with Volcanic Island to Delver, and Tixiang, I presume, is gonna return fire with a lightning bolt of his own to keep the Delver in check, because you don't want to. And he may be fooled by what Ray is playing, based on just
the
seeing
first,
Volcanic Island. Yeah.
The first few turns, yeah. Gitaxian Probe definitely can go into any deck, and I think it does
Yeah.
go into most of the Delver decks, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a choice between Stifles or
Gitaxian Probe.
But I think the basic mountain gives the game away.
Okay. So in most of the, let's say, the Grixis Delver decks or the other, the other colored decks, I don't think you find many basic islands probably, and that's about it.
Basic islands, basic plains, both in Miracles and Death and Taxes. Basic forests in Elves and in lands, as well as Shardless. But basic mountain, reserved for the burn decks or for
exactly,
goblin decks.
Here firing off the Gitaxian Pro. I
another
actually
pro-
prefer him to have fired off the Gitaxian
On
Pro
his next
first.
turn?
Yeah.
I probably would have done it next turn because of the.
Does he have a hasty creature?
He has a Storm Chaser Mage in his hand.
Okay.
So you could have,
So why not go with the Storm Chaser Mage first? No, okay, so he wants to keep up mana for the days, yeah. Draws a card from
he's
it.
gonna draw his Monastery Spear, which is kind of awkward.
You can't really cast it here, so
He can
just pass
off the
turn.
mountain.
Yeah, but it's gonna run into a daze. I think.
I don't know if you mind it so much, because if he runs into a daze, then you're clear to cast the Storm Chaser Mage next turn.
Alright, so upkeep is going to play the Brainstorm. Very heads up play here by Ray. Probably going to stuff more lands into his hand, and
What?
you get to stack the top of the deck with the
Oh.
Delver Trigger on the stack.
Okay.
And, I think he might want maybe one
Yeah.
more land so that he can play a bit more efficiently, but
Sure.
finds a lot of gas instead. I
Yeah, it's
know,
double-
I don't think
double,
that's a bad thing, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's got an instant to flip it. It
Let's
could-
see.
It's
No, it's two Monastery Swiss Spears and
Storm Chaser.
Storm Chaser Mage, yeah.
So what's he choosing to put on top?
Good question. I didn't catch that last card, but he just draws it. Okay. So, flips.
It's gonna flip.
Okay,
gut
it's a gut shot, alright.
Oh, gut shot. Very good in this
Yeah.
in this scenario,
Wonder what
because he's gonna be
hit.
able to play the Monastery Swiss Spear.
So he's gonna hit the Monastery Swiss Spear. Does his opponent want to
Daze?
daze it? Yes, he decides to daze the Monstrous Spear, and
Yeah.
in response, probably going to.
And
gut
he's
shot.
gonna be able to daze back, but I think he should gut shot first.
Mm,
Yeah, because if he gut shots first,
no, he should daze first.
I can see the argument, but then it means that any counterplay to that to this daze will trigger another token.
That's true. But yeah, okay.
So he's gonna be able to pay mana for the gut shot, I'm guessing. Oh, he's paying
no,
two?
he just pays 2 life.
I think that's
Players
a
are not
waste.
using the life counters. So right now, I
Yeah.
believe Ray is on.
Ray is probably
14.
on 14.
Ray's on 14. Yeah.
And I think Ji Xiang is just fetched once and is gonna take damage on this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna take 5,
Does he decide to block the
he's gonna trump,
Yeah.
which
He's
is
gonna
very
trump.
interesting.
Does that signify that he has another?
I think his hand is just a little bit slow, especially because he played the days. So maybe he
Mhm.
doesn't want to fall too far behind.
Yeah.
I don't like the trump though, because I think
It can
you
get
know,
bigger, yeah. The
that's what she
Spear. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
so he's gonna play Ponder. He's gonna go looking for a black source, presumably to cast the Gurmag Angler that's in his hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a Gurmag Angler. Not
Tactical,
Tasigur.
strangely enough, not as good as Gurmag Angler in this format because of Caracas.
Really? Oh right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
you
yeah,
can just
no
keep
fun.
Pushing
Yeah.
it back to your hand, unfortunately. We haven't seen in Modern. I haven't really seen a lot of play with a
Tasigur?
Tasigur, yeah.
Oh,
I'm very surprised.
Grixis Delver,
I haven't seen a
Jund.
lot of Grixis Delver around recently.
Hmm.
It's been dominated by a lot of Abzan Coco, I think,
Yeah.
or the.
So playing Badlands into a Deathrite Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
And Deathrite pretty it's okay. Doesn't interact too much with Ray's deck. I know Ray has 2 Snapcasters in his deck.
Yeah.
From building it for him this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you know Ray's deck.
Yeah,
right?
I know Ray's deck very well. But we know what's in his hand. We know it's another Monastery Swift Spear and a Storm Chaser Mage. So he's gonna play a
so
Storm Chaser.
Probably just bash in with everyone.
Yeah, I think it's easy enough to bash in with everyone.
Yeah, the fear that your
he's
opponent
gonna
has,
force.
he's gonna force it.
Oh, that is aggressive to say the least.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like, how much do you have in the form of, let's say, board wipes?
Yeah,
I think he should just swing in with the Monastery Swift Spear.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
kicking In,
I agree. There's not much lost to attacking. You know, you
Exactly,
can steal a
the-
point. Here's where a bluff is not gonna cost you anything, so you should bluff anyway.
Yeah.
Especially since you know your opponent's hand. So he's gonna be able to delve the entire graveyard for the Angler. I'm not
nice.
sure I would delve the whole graveyard for the Angler, given that you have
Like
Deathrite
other-
and you can gain life off your own young Pyromancer and your opponent's creatures.
Yeah,
Sure.
but your opponent has some creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah,
as
but it's,
well.
you know, it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like you're gonna use the red mana for anything.
That's true.
And you know, you might need to gain 3 instances or 4 instances of
Oh, okay.
life.
Why not?
Yeah,
just
Ray
get the,
crashing in for 4 more. And this is the appeal of playing this deck, right? It's such a
Yeah,
There's so much-
straightforward. Well, more
Yeah.
straightforward. You get spells, you cast the spells,
Yeah.
and just go off on.
So you see that Ray only has 2 creatures in his graveyard, now 1 because he's activated the Deathrite. So there's not a lot of opportunity for also getting in for 5 with the Gurmag Angler. I think if you're Ray, you can
you
kind
can
of
just take
afford
it. I
sh-
think.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what their life total is. I'm gonna get the players to update their life total.
Yeah. So interesting position that Ray's in, without any of the critical mass to kind of play out. Without the critical mass to kind of play out, play spells into the prowess creatures. So Ray is forced to just attack for 4 each turn. But yeah, and you see the race is actually now favoring Ray. But over time, Ji Xiang is going to be able to gain some life. The unfortunate consequence of him delving his entire graveyard is that he no longer has access to any more creatures unless Ray chumps, and Ray does chump, and Ray obliges. So Ray in total hitting his opponent
for
for
2 damage a
two
turn.
turn. But
Yeah.
this chain lightning off the top is gonna change things.
It's gonna hit the.
It's actually gonna be lethal if his opponent lets it resolve. So he can choose to chain his opponent down to 5, trigger prowess on the Storm
The
Chaser
Storm Chaser
and as
and
well
his
as the
Swimming.
Delver. And with your opponent not having too much else in hand, you can actually attack with the Storm Chaser and the Monetary Spear.
Yeah, with no fear of, let's say, any repercussions, because the Gamma Angler is going to come in for just 5 damage. I don't think there's anything. Well,
He could
Ji Xiang might be running for
Yeah.
Fire Blast.
Yeah,
in the deck,
yeah.
who knows, right?
The reason to attack that way is so that your opponent has to block with his Death Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your opponents
it
are
does
going to be able to go up to 7 life after the Chain Lightning resolves.
Mhm.
The downside is that your opponent is going to be able to reflect the Chain Lightning. So you probably don't want to do that.
But he doesn't have. Does he have a second red source?
He has Volcanic Island and Badlands.
Okay. So that is.
Yeah, so this is going to be a test of their knowledge of cards. Probably older than some of the players here. You know, but very conveniently, Eternal Masters has made it very accessible. So you're going to be able to see, you know, a great instance of reading the beep
Read the
card.
cards, yeah. The best
here.
best deck tag in the world. Read the cards. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Ray realizing what's happening, maybe content just to attack with his creatures.
And then just chump block the Gamma Angler.
Yeah. The other option is to chain the Death Right.
I think you can chain the Death Right. Giving
chaining
up your
Death Right-
Monastery Swift Spear.
Yeah, he can bounce it back. He kills the Delver, which is the problem, I think.
You see, this is where just bluffing with your Swift Spear would pay off. The previous turns, if
Yeah.
you just keep swinging with your Swift Spear, your opponent will be like,
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
sure, I'm
It
just
is.
gonna take
It is a
yeah.
game of inches here. Not even inches, millimeters.
Yeah, he is going to go down to 4, but probably going to gain 2 life off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ray needs to be, Ji Xiang needs to be a little smart. Just don't tap any of your red source. If he does, he's in danger of losing his
The
Death Right Shaman.
upside for Ray is that if he bolts the Death Right, then to bounce it back would take him off the lands to kill him. So the beauty of what's happening for Ji Xiang this turn is that if he has a way to remove if he has a bolt next turn, he can remove the Swift Spear and get in for 5, and double drain from the Shaman will be enough to kill Ray.
Yeah, okay, so
To steal a game that I don't think he was favored to win.
yeah, but he just lets it go. He
Yep.
lost
So
the Death Right Shaman. Okay, so now
Ji
it's
Xiang
the
going
point
for
where-
going for the win here by removing a card in his opponent's graveyard.
Okay, so now's the point where you chain lightning the Death Right Shaman away. Yeah.
Chain Lightning is a sorcery.
Oh, sheesh! Right.
Yeah. So
Oh, well.
not going to work out well.
Mhm.
And yeah,
He's gonna chump block.
he's
with
gonna chump
his-
again.
Doesn't find the lightning bolt off the top of his deck, so
Oh,
he's just
okay.
gonna pass the turn.
So Ray playing this pretty well, I think.
So right now I think you just fire off the chain lightning at the
Yeah.
face of that.
Attacking for 4,
No, he can gain some life.
gaining the life, but still being able to chain his opponent.
Yeah. And that
And
ends the
Ji
game.
Xiang, without a daze, he's going to be able to pay red to bounce it back, but it's not going to change the fact that he's going to take 3 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he has a daze, it's an instant daze. If he
Mhm.
has that's the
Okay,
game.
So he doesn't have.
So Ray playing this pretty well. Getting the extra 4 damage out of his flyers,
yeah.
and by not casting the chain on his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Okay,
So
so
sideboarding.
let's take a look at the sideboard. Do you have the deck list?
Yeah, I have Ji Xiang's deck list.
Unfortunately, we don't have Ray's deck
I
list.
have Ray's
for
deck list in my head, so that's
in your
fine.
head.
Yeah, so he has 2 Flusterstorms, 2 Blood Moons, which will be pretty good in this matchup. He has some amount of Pyroblast, some amount of Submerge, and a Surgical Extraction, I believe.
Okay. On.
Pyroblast. Yeah, you see Pyroblast.
Okay, the Pyroblast is
Blood
definitely going to go
Moon.
in. Yeah. Oh, Blood Moon.
Grim Lavamancer, Dak Faden.
Okay.
Smash to
that's
Smithereens. Hydroblast.
Sulfuric Vortex.
Sulfuric Vortex. And 2 Flusterstorms.
I think Sulfuric Vortex would be a bit risky, but actually I would like to see that card in
I think it's
action.
actually pretty good because the way that Ji Xiang's deck is set up, he wins by having a board advantage
And just making
and-
sure that his Death Right Shamans
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a little bit more work than
can't gain life.
Mhm.
And the Vortex means that you're always kind of like 2 damage up. You can kill your opponent in response to a Death Right trigger, to a Vortex trigger on your end.
yeah.
So you cast Vortex, let him tick down, let yourself tick down, and then kill him in your upkeep.
Okay.
So yeah, with Price of Progress, very powerful cards.
Alright, so let's take a look at Ji Xiang's sideboard. He's got 3 Cabal Therapy, 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Golgari Charm, 2 Pithing Needles, 2 Pyroblast, a True Name Nemesis, Grim Lava Mancer, Dismember, 1 Ancient Grudge, and 1 Relic of Progenitors. I think the Surgical Extractions would be a very interesting choice, but Pyroblast, definitely the Pyroblast and the True Name Nemesis will go into the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is possibly an argument for
The Golgari Charm?
yeah, maybe. No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think there's too much. Maybe the Dismember.
Okay, right. Yeah. Would he anticipate his opponent having? Well, his opponent doesn't have any Pithing Needles in the sideboard, does it?
No real need for that.
Okay.
It's whether or not he makes the hero call and decides his opponent's going to side in 3 enchantments against him and brings in his own Golgari Charm to get rid of the enchantments.
Right.
But failing which, I think he's going to stick with I think what you suggested, a very
True Name Nemesis.
yeah,
and the
conservative
Pyroblast,
sideboarding strategy.
Just don't overdo it. Yeah, like you were
Yeah,
saying,
don't overthink it, especially with him on the play. He's going to be able to get out ahead of Ray.
Mhm.
And maybe upon seeing the Blood Moon or the other Sulfuric Vortex, change his mind in game
Okay.
3 and go with something more defensive.
Okay.
It's good to note that he's not completely locked out under a Blood Moon. He has a Deathrite Shaman, so it's not too
it can also
problematic.
produce other colored mana.
yeah.
Excellent.
And I think Ray also finding it hard to take cards out of his deck, given that he, is sideboarding a significant amount of his cards. I think I see that Ray is choosing to leave the Blood Moons in the sideboard. Quite rightly so.
okay.
I think 3 mana that does nothing, doesn't really impact the board, isn't where you want to be in this matchup, especially on the draw.
Especially the Raise deck. I don't think can it transition well into a control.
I
type
think
deck?
there's arguments for that. You can always transition into a Grim Lava Mancer and trade for all your guys, and just poke you in the air. So take out the Phyrexian mana components, maybe not the probes, but maybe more the gut shot.
Okay.
And just burn everything down to the ground. But then you still have to answer cards like Gurmag Angler
Exactly. Yeah.
and Young Pyromancer, which is great at just going wide,
Mm-hmm.
chaining a bunch of spells in response to a removal spell on Young Pyromancer. So I think Ray should still try to be the aggressor here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a matter of how he wants to go about being the aggressor, I think.
Leaving those Blood Moons in the sideboard. I think.
Yeah, the right choice.
Good choice. Yeah.
And Blood Moons in the sideboard means, your opponent's not going to see it. So he's going to play more non-basics, and you're just going to be able to get him with Price of Progress for 10.
Yeah, I think when you're on the play,
Yeah, it's easier to
I think
lock
when you're
your
on the
opponent
play,
out.
you bring in the Blood Moons. You want to make sure that your opponent's kind of stifled for a few turns.
Yeah.
Just making sure. And we were saying at the top of this that Ray is playing a more tempo style deck. So you just want to stay ahead of your opponent by maybe 1.5 turns. If there were any 1.5 turns. So yeah. Let's see, both players gonna keep their hands. So
Ji Xiang has brought in the Golgari Charm.
Very interesting.
And
Maybe just to be able to regenerate his creatures as well. Well, it's got a lot of modes, so it's quite useful.
yeah, I mean, regenerate your creatures, I think 2 mana regenerate all your creatures doesn't seem good enough in this format. But the -1/-1 helping against Unflipped Delvers, he must assume maybe that his opponent's on Young Pyromancer. The joke's on him, Ray has no Young Pyromancers, so
Well, we might be able to get rid of that one-off.
It does say
Sulfuric
all
Vortex.
creatures get -1/-1, so it's quite bad if with your own Young Pyromancers.
That's true.
So I'm not sure I like that. Maybe he's like next level and he's
You might be
anticipating.
thinking that no, his opponent may be playing a Pyroclasm or
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that
Pyroclasm in
will
a-
that will get rid of both his Deathrite Shamans and his
Sure.
Pyromancers.
So Underground Sea, Deathrite Shaman to lead things off.
Yeah, always the way. Unfortunately, no fetch lands just
Yeah,
yet.
well, there's a fetch line coming, but I think it's gonna die a fiery or electricary death. Death full of electricity. I think Ray's hand is actually quite mana heavy. It looks like he's got double
Really?
island, Snapcaster Mage,
Oh,
two
yeah,
fetches,
okay.
and,
Alright, so
and two burn spells.
fetch land goes to look for probably
Volcanic
a,
Island
Volcanic
because it's
Island,
a
yep.
flooded strand and therefore can't get Basing Mountain, which would be ideal, especially against Wastelands.
Yes.
But he has another fetch, so that's fine. It's gonna be casting Lightning Bolt, so we now know for a fact that he doesn't have Chain Lightning in his hand. Because if he had Chain Lightning, he would just cast it instead of Lightning Bolt.
It's going to be countered by a Force of Will.
Force of
pitching.
Will.
What did he pitch though?
I think it looks like a Delver of Secrets.
Oh man, that is.
Wasteland going on to the I think he's gonna be in for a surprise when his opponent has a lot of lands. But we know that the other card in Ray's hand is most probably a Price of Progress. Price of Progress, because if he had a chain, he would have cast it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely off the mark.
Well, yeah, we are always assuming like what these players are drawing based on the limited information that we have.
Yeah.
Well, a little hard to. Sometimes it's a little hard to see, especially with the new camera setup. It's not as far away from the table as you would.
And I guess I'm. Oh yeah, Monastery Swiss Spear.
Monastery Swiss Spear. Does he fake? Does he? Yeah, just swing it.
No, he has the gut shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So
okay.
if he gets a block out of
Don't do it. Okay,
yeah, but
he didn't do
the
it.
joke is that Xixiang has the Gogari Charm, so he's gonna be able to. If he had done it, he could have just Gogari Charmed in response to regenerate, and it'll be pretty bad for Ray. Okay, so playing Delver of Secrets, this is why he has the gut shots in his deck.
Yeah, very efficient answer.
He's gut shotting at the end of his turn, which I don't like at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's missing out on the prowess trigger. But maybe his plan is to bait some kind of counter magic from his opponent and then use Snapcaster and buy back the gut shot next turn. But you could have done that at your turn anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
and that would have given you two prowess triggers.
yeah,
on
two
the
prowess trigger.
Monastery Swiss Spear.
Quite easily, unless he's going super next level, he's gonna attack with the Swiss Spear into the Deathrite Shaman, and then in combat after Deathrite Shaman is blocked, go for the
cast
2-for-1.
his Snapcaster
Yeah.
Mage,
go for the 2-for-1.
Jeez, man.
So
No, but the
getting
Deathrite
rid,
Shaman,
man.
but
Getting
the Deathrite Shaman can just get rid of it easily. Oh no, okay.
oh, he's gonna
he gets
cast the
rid of
days from his hand. No, he's gonna cast Gogari Charm to
Gogari
regenerate
Charm,
it.
yeah. What
What?
the hell?
Okay. So he's gonna regenerate all his creatures, and I this is Legacy. You can play with some of the best cards ever printed in Magic, and someone is playing 2 mana, regenerate all creatures you control.
Hey, are you saying it's a bad card?
Now he's just gonna get dazed. But if Ray had forced this action on his turn,
He would have gone.
he would have been able to get prowess trigger. And this is so bad. He should wait till his turn. Play the
Snapcaster Mage.
Snapcaster Mage, and because he doesn't have to be worried about the
Does he have a
Deathrite
lightning bolt in
Shaman.
hand?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
No.
is that a Sylvan Library? No.
So at
I
least
am very
he's heads up enough to lay the basic island instead of his volcanic, taking it out of the harm's way, so to speak.
Yeah.
Wasteland
here would have been very, very useful.
And Grim Lavamancer
going to hit the board.
And now with the Deathrite Shaman active, he can't flashback the he can't flashback the gut shot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Ray is aware of this interaction. You know, Ray, I think most famously top 8 at GP Singapore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
With the Jund deck that had main deck detonations. And I think he might not have played in an era where Deathrite Shaman was legal, maybe. So he might miss the interaction here. It is easy enough for him to activate it at the end of turn. Activate the Deathrite at the end of turn.
Yeah, he just chooses to take the damage, which
He's
is
just
fine.
going to take 2. And, oh no, he's going for it. And this is bad.
You gonna try it? Okay, so Snapcaster Mage. Enters the battlefield, is gonna target the
So
gut
Zixiang is going to
shot.
be able to eat it in response.
Yeah. Unfortunate. And,
And
goes
Ray-
down by 2.
Not seeing the play.
Ouch.
And he could have, he could definitely have waited for his opponent to end step the. Oh, and playing the Gitexian probe post combat. This is a embarrassment. It's just, I think,
It's tough.
poor
Yeah, I think,
sequencing
yeah.
on Ray's part. Yep, now with the Shaman active, he's going to be able to slowly clear out Ray's board.
Especially, just
yeah.
be able to gain him some life and making sure
You know, Ray still has outs to Price of Progress, so he just needs to chip his opponent down a little bit more before he can double price his opponent out of the game. And with his opponent not having access to,
is he just going to
yeah,
start burning him down? Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
he's gonna burn him down. He's gonna
take out the days and making sure that he
so that in combination with the Grim Lavamancer is gonna be 4 damage a turn.
Yeah,
Ray's
which,
not winning this race,
He's got 2,
especially with the Delta being able to get Tropical Island. So Ray might have to get his basic mountain here to avoid dying to his own Price of Progress. That's exactly what he gets.
So he does. Does he have the Price of Progress in hand already?
No,
Okay.
he needs to draw into it. So he is dead next turn. His opponent just needs to go.
Activate, does
So
Raid? Zixiang
drawing
has
Force
more
of
than
Will.
enough lands in
Drawing
the
Force of
graveyard.
Will. I think Ray slightly misplayed. Pretty largely misplayed the turn where he attacked with the Monastery Swift Spear.
Yeah.
But I think fundamentally he lost a lot of damage playing the gut shots on his end of his opponent's turn and not his own turn.
Alright, so he's going to deal him another 2
Yeah,
damage.
give him another 2.
He's got 1 card left in
Put down
the
to 3,
graveyard
and he's going to be able to
just
fetch,
Yep.
put another card in the graveyard. But I think, interestingly enough, Zixiang is short of instant and sorcery to drain
that's cute.
with. So he's going to be able actually to attack with his Deathrite Shaman. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, my friend.
No,
He's going to be able to
just
attack.
swing, man.
Just attack.
Or just cast a spell.
Oh, he's going to cast a spell. And the jig is up. Ray should probably scoop to his conceal information.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be able to drain off the Gitexian probe in his graveyard and then activate the Lavamancer.
So he does scoop,
Does
does
scoop.
not conceal, does not reveal more information to
So
his
Ray, I think,
opponent.
slightly misplayed this game.
Just that turn-
One crucial set of turns, you know.
Yeah, it was the one with the gut shot. Whoop, Ben, watch your phone. That turn with the gut shot, I think, slightly overdone. That definitely could have be done on your turn, and or at least on Ray's turn, and just swing in for a lot of damage for the what's the name? Monastery Swift Spear, right? That's what I was thinking about. Okay, so Ray here
No
now
real
going
changes.
to sideboard out. I think on the play and on the draw is going to be a different game. On the play, I think it will be good to like we were saying earlier, bring in the Blood Moons and making sure that you are controlling how your opponent is drawing, or what your opponent is playing. My bad. Zixiang seems to be running a deck that is very heavy on non-basic lands, so he might just be caught by surprise by the Blood Moon.
I think with seeing
Zixiang
the
doesn't-
Golgari Charm in your opponent's deck, you might not want to bring in the Blood Moons because
No, but
he already has an answer. He has Deathrite Shamans which are alive.
yeah, but the Deathrite Shamans, you'd have to get 2. In this case, you need to get 2, and you need to get lands in your graveyard, which
Oh no, I mean you don't. Once he lands the moon, you don't actually have to get rid of it. If you have a Deathrite Shaman in play, you can just play with it in play.
right,
you
can
have
produce
red
other
cards.
colour mana,
You have red cards in your deck. You have black cards in your deck. Only the black cards get invalidated, and you can still cast them off your. There's no double
Deathrite
black
Shaman,
spells,
yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's too much of a concern on Zixiang's part, and thus Ray shouldn't change his approach too much, especially with the Golgari Charm.
Yeah,
I mean, that
that
He now
your
knows that it's
opponent's
no longer
running
a
that.
slam dunk,
Mhm.
and he doesn't suddenly have the ways to clear his opponent's board.
Yeah.
Unlike say the Miracles deck.
Is Ray running any surgical extractions in the sideboard? No.
I think he's playing one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Would you play a surgical extraction in this case?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything you really.
Wow,
in
is that a
particular.
Zergo? Yeah, it
No,
is.
it's a
Holy
Zergo?
smokes.
No, it's not a Zergo. It's a Folkbolt. I think you're looking at the card that's third
Third from the left.
third from the left. That's a Folkbolt.
Oh, that's a foul
Yeah.
ball. Okay.
I think there's better cards than Zergo. Goblin Guide.
Yeah. No kidding. No, but Zergo hits the battlefield and swings for 2. It's like a shock every turn.
So does Goblin Guide.
But Goblin Guide stays on the battlefield. That's the problem. Can get cleared out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seems
Next level,
marginal.
Next level,
Yeah.
next level magic field, folks.
So Ray with a ponder looking for a second land.
Decides to just shuffle.
And
out the
if you're
entire deck.
Ji Xiang, you can probably put him on the fact that he's shopping. He's looking for a land because in this deck there's so many 1-drops.
And then you want to play a ponder
And then he's playing a
first,
ponder
right.
first. So many prowess 1-drops and he's playing a ponder first. So, but I don't know if Ji Xiang is that far into the read of his opponent. It seems like sometimes, the legacy players might just be more interested in playing their own game.
Okay, so
He's actually got a probe, so he takes all of that guesswork out of the equation.
mhm.
But you see,
football
his
then.
hand is pretty amazing. It's a blue
Yeah.
card shot of pairing out with the Force of Will,
Yeah.
but that's easy enough to draw. And he has pressure as well as a kind of like high damage spell in Price of Progress. So
Chain Lightning. Okay, so
yeah.
Price of Progress, Chain Lightning, Fog Bolt, Force of Will, and a Monastery Swift Spear.
yep.
with
Taylor
a
Swift.
Mountain, yeah.
But knowing about the Price of Progress is going to change things slightly for Ji Xiang. I think
Exactly.
it's definitely going to fetch.
Yeah, Ji Xiang did not see the Price of Progress the last 2 games. So I think right now it's just
I
going to
think you can reason that these decks would play Price. This is interesting.
Alright, so he just leads off with a Delver right for
So
the-
signaling days,
Yep.
right? Because why else would you lead Delver into a hand of Swift Spear and Folkbolt?
Exactly.
So Ray
Exactly.
thinking about it, Ray maybe
Fire
coming
off
to
on
the
the
same
Chain Lightning.
conclusion as we are. But I think you're fine if you're Ray. If you're Ray, you cast Monastery Swift Spear, resolves. You cast Folkbolt, and if your opponent chooses to return a land to your hand, to his hand, you still get again for 2,
Yeah.
and there's no guarantee that his Delver flips.
Delver's going to flip, yeah.
Plus,
And
he
even
set
if it
himself
flips-
back.
Okay, so even if it flips, you can just get rid of it the next turn, right?
Yeah.
You've got
You're basically trading your Folkbolt, or your Folkbolt would represent 1 extra point of damage.
yeah.
You're trading that for. He's way too conservative here. I
Okay,
think
so
you're trading that for your opponent's land drop.
Okay, so
Yep, he has the days.
why? I think
I think the other way around would be much better.
Yeah, the Monastery Swift Spear, I think I respect that card a lot because it's one of your only threats in the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to get ahead of your opponent with
Mhm.
damage and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite loose from Ray's part. Oftentimes players in the last game of a match will play to not lose, and sometimes there's some decks that can play that way, but there are a lot of decks that don't actually play very well
Okay.
in that position, and I think Ray's deck is one of them.
Alright, so Ji Xiang leads off with
Yeah.
fires off another Delver, which is probably going to be met with a
Chain Lightning.
Yep, Chain Lightning is going to hit the board and gets rid of that Delver and just passes on the turn.
So Ray
Well-
playing the control role, which I don't think his deck is well suited to do.
Yeah, you build the deck, you should know.
Yeah, I don't think it's at all ever wants to find itself in this kind of position. Because now your opponent can delve a
Gurmag Angler.
Gurmag
1, 2, 3,
Angler
4,
and-
5, 6, yeah.
and what are you gonna do, right? How are you gonna? What is your recourse to that play?
Does he have any counter spells in hand? No, not right now because unless he drew a blue card, the Force of Will is going to be
Yeah, but even if you're forcing, it's horrible, right? Your opponent is basically trading 1 card for 2 of your cards, and you're trying to be the control deck. So a lot of people misunderstand Force of Will. They think, Force of Will is a control card. It really isn't. It's
No,
a
it's a
control
tap
card
card.
only insofar as it allows you to not die in situations where you have to tap out.
Alright, so here
Yep.
he's going to take a look at
Having found his
hand.
brainstorm, it's double Price of Progress.
Wow.
So Ji Xiang has to be careful about
Well, yeah,
putting any
fetching-
more
fetching
lands into
more
play.
lands.
He might want to keep some wastelands for his own lands in that sense. But yeah, I'm not
Okay,
sure if Ji Xiang is cognizant of this
Does
this
he
whole
want
matchup and how these cards or these decks kind of often play up against each other. But
Alright, so
yeah,
he's just
being able to
gonna-
delve his entire graveyard and representing the Pyroblast, which he knows he has in his hand.
Yeah.
So as if you're Ray, what do you do? Do you brainstorm? Do you wait?
I think right now you brainstorm first. You try to get more information from your deck, and he lets it go.
I think Arilex has famously said that if he sees his opponent brainstorm at the end of his opponent's turn, he's just going to concede, because what's the point of playing with someone who, obviously doesn't respect the game or something like that. So I think brainstorming is the worst option, because you're not guaranteed to hit a blue card,
Yeah, that's
and you're
true.
going to draw one of the cards that you might not want back. And I don't think you can afford to wait on
I don't
lands
think-
to
okay,
cast
yeah, but
Price
right
of
now-
Progress.
Yeah, but right now I don't think you can let the Gamma Angler resolve, right? You got to try to fight for it. Yeah.
I think you can, if you could find a threat, you could raise it, which is why sticking that Monetary Spear is so much more important.
Yeah.
So he is gonna play the brainstorm. I'm gonna roll my eyes, and
He's going to find another brainstorm.
the deck does not play well in this position when it's behind. He's gonna put both Price of Progresses back. But yeah, I don't like the situation that Ray has found himself in, and he's presumably gonna trade his Force and Brainstorm away for Pyroblast in his opponent's hand.
Ouch. Okay, so the
And-
Gamma Angler sticks, and
Yeah.
the Gamma Angler is big, huge.
Yeah.
Uh,
only reason it exists is to be huge.
goes to Ray's turn. He's got two. Okay,
It's got to fetch.
which can get rid of the two Price of Progress from the top.
I think he put the Chain Lightning back, and he put
kept
his hand
one.
is double Price of Progress.
Okay.
So he's hoping his opponent gets a bit greedy and then just plays a bunch of cards.
Yeah, you still need a.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Death Ray
Actually-
Shaman here.
He can kill his opponent here, right?
Can he?
Yeah, no. Ray can kill his opponent. Needs to cast the first Price of Progress. And then if his opponent doesn't fetch the land, he's gonna take 6.
Oh, okay.
Then next turn
Does
he's
he
gonna
have a-
cast Price of
right, he's
Progress.
got the bolt in-
Then his opponent's gonna take 1 to fetch the land and get a basic island. And then
which
he's gonna
puts
take
it down
4.
to 3,
It goes
yeah.
down to 3, and he has the Chain Lightning on top of his
Oh
deck.
man, okay. So yeah.
So,
does Ray see the
Ray, no,
Okay,
Ray.
chooses not to play it. He's
Oh,
gonna bolt away the.
he's gonna bolt the Shaman instead. I
Damn.
think this is a little bit loose to me. I could see why he went with this line. A little bit afraid of losing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he could have
Another Death Ray Shaman.
just as
okay, so now
easily
he's gonna
gone for
fire off the
yeah.
Price of Progress, which means that he needs to look for a basic mountain. Basic island here.
Yeah, basic island would be ideal, I think. But I think he had an opportunity to win the game there.
Well,
And it was free, right? Like you cast.
you gotta try. You gotta try.
Yeah,
right?
you have to
this
try.
This is the only. I don't think there's anything that you can play around at this point. Okay, so Price of Progress gonna hit the.
So Qixing gonna fetch predictably.
It's gonna
Get
look
a
for
basic
island.
island.
Go deal him 4, so he goes down
Oh,
to.
So he has to choose whether or not he wants to be able to gain life from his
Okay,
his Death Ray Shaman. So he's thinking about it now. And see, this is why I would have liked playing the turn before. So it puts your opponent.
He wouldn't know whether he's. Got
If he gets basic island, then you know that your opponent doesn't have access to the life gain ability on your Death Ray Shaman. So you don't actually have to kill it with the lightning bolt. You can just
you can
save
just,
the bolt to bolt him.
Bolt the face, yeah.
yeah. But Ray doing the best impersonation of a burn deck here. So his opponent fetching
so
a basic.
Price of Progress gonna
Price of Progress gonna hit for 4. Gonna hit Ray for 2 to 5.
Okay.
So Ray needs to draw out here. He still has the win, if he had kept that bolt for.
Alright, so he's going to get Texium Probe and C2 Lightning Bolts in hand. Wow, okay, so he cannot.
So he's gonna pay life for the probe, go to 3.
Yeah, they're going to.
And his opponent is gonna be able to lightning bolt him.
in response.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
handshake, and that's it.
poor play on Ray's part, I think. He missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities. I
Yeah,
would
one
say.
turn with
Okay.
the gut shots on game 2, and then in this game, even though he was behind and he deserved, I think he was in a position where odds were on for him to lose. He could have won out from there.
Anyway, we're going to go for a short break. We're going to bring you to replays of our other
Do you
shows.
want to do the
Speaking of
other
which,
match? No time.
no,
10 minutes,
We
okay.
got 10 minutes left. Okay, so yeah. Speaking of our other shows, remember you can catch all our other streams. I believe we are the only broadcasters in Singapore for Magic the Gathering. You can join us on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. Tuesday night is our standard, Wednesday night is modern, and Thursday night is vintage playtest. You can also find the replays of all these videos on YouTube. Just go down to the description, the channel description. You'll find a link to the Facebook and YouTube. Sometimes on the weekends we also have big tournaments like this, so you can tune into these broadcasts as well. But keep yourself updated from our Facebook page. And finally, last but not least, you should support our partners, the Power 9 Podcast. They're the ones broadcasting all of this. This week, the episode is on MTG addiction. Are you addicted? We ask you a few questions and answer them honestly. Hopefully you aren't. Next, we are going to round 5, and we'll hope you see you soon.